What's going on, guys? Lunatic Menace here with the boxing outcome. This is a fresh, brand new podcast that's going to be covering boxing. And of course, I'm going to be doing what everybody else does. There's a lot of Twitter profiles, YouTube channels, Facebook pages, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of channels, there's a lot of profiles and pages that pretty much grab somebody else's interview or grab somebody else's content and then they post it up as if it was their own. Or they grab their content and they post it up as if they were the ones interviewing the person. Or as if the interviewer actually works for them. Well, we all been how can I say? We all been hungry for the sport of boxing to grow and for us to be part of it. It's basically an industry that has a lot of people covering the sport, but there's a lot of bad people that don't know shit about the sport. And I'm so happy that this weekend it proved my point. I do apologize. I'm looking at myself. I do apologize. I should be shaving by today, lining it up. You already know, with the blade. But this weekend definitely proved my point, man. I'm so happy that Ryan Garcia was exposed. Not only did Rolando Romero, not only was he the underdog, but he went in there apparently with a bad shoulder. So he didn't want to throw his right hand. And so what they ended up doing was going with a game plan. And it worked. I mean, Ryan Garcia couldn't do anything. Not even with a one-dimensional Rolando Romero. Like, the guy fought basically with almost with one hand. Even though the other one, he was using for protection at all times. Very smart fighter. He's just an aggressive fighter, and that's what has caused him the fights in the past. Probably even the sparrings. People try to share so much content, video, information out there to make people look bad, So people thought that Rolando Romero wasn't going to perform or outperform Ryan Garcia. They thought that Ryan Garcia was going to show up to fight, and he didn't. I saw the scorecard earlier, the official scorecard, and Ryan Garcia didn't win a round after the fourth. They had Ryan Garcia first round, third round, and fourth round. That's it. The rest were Rolly. On the second round, he knocked him down with a left hook. And that was amazing. That made my night that day. A lot of people are complaining about the fights and everything, this and that, whatever the case may be. And yes, it's understandable. I mean, there's a couple fights that we thought would have been fireworks, or we thought that, our fighter was going to perform better. I'm not going to mention any names because there's too many already. And basically what I wanted to talk about today was Xander Zayas waiting for a contract to appear. Now they ducking my man. They're ducking Xander Zayas. I'm trying to figure out where is, how can I tell you? Where is Oscar de la Hoya and all this? Like, put your money where your mouth is. You're always talking about all this, that you got the greatest fighters and everything. Well, guess what? In New York, you ended up being 0-3 on the main cards. You lost with Barbosa, you lost with Ramirez, and you lost with Garcia. I want Ortiz to fight Xander Zayas. There are multiple interviews right now on the internet with Vergil Ortiz, and Vergil Ortiz basically stating or not showing interest in fighting Xander Zayas at 154 because Xander Zayas doesn't have a title. Well, let me tell you something, Vergil. Your day is coming, my man. That's a duck. Unfortunately, you are ducking Xander Zayas. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Because if you're champion, let me tell you what champions did in the 90s and the 2000s. Because, I don't know, maybe Oscar or whoever is not really guiding you the correct way. Champions defended their title. And there's a record keeping of how many times you defend your title. So even if you want another title at 154, somebody deserves a great fight out there for that title that you have. And that somebody is Xander Zayas. Because Fundora, Sebastian Fundora, unfortunately, backed out of the contract. He vacated the belt. He wants to give Tszyu the rematch, which is understandably. I mean, you know, sometimes, what can I tell you? Sometimes people have an ego, right? Some people have a pride. So I think that Sebastian Fundora, maybe pride is in the way. Or maybe everybody wants to watch that rematch. Pretty much everybody wants to. I think a lot of people would definitely love to see that rematch. It would probably make it, you know, fight of the year. We're not sure. Tszyu finished that fight. Tszyu ended up finishing that fight after the accidental cut from the elbow. I mean, you know, he does deserve the rematch. So maybe Fundora wants to give him the chance, and they're gonna go ahead and settle it once and for all, fair and square. Now Xander Zayas, he need a belt, right? According to Vergil Ortiz, he's not interested to fight Xander Zayas unless he got a belt. Player. Let me tell you something. He was the mandatory challenger to fight Sebastian Fundora for his belt. So, if they made him mandatory to fight for a belt, what is the excuse that you're giving, Vergil? I don't understand. What are you trying to say? The fight is gonna sell. The fight is gonna sell. The right promoters gotta get behind it. They gotta promote the fight. They gotta get a great boxing card. They can make it main event, co-main event. If that's a thing that you guys are feeling some type of way of, you guys are letting your ego and your pride get in the way, talking about, oh, I have to be the main event. No, we need a nice boxing card. We're owed another amazing boxing card. Everybody is upset about what ended up happening over the weekend for Cinco de Mayo weekend. So, the boxing industry community, we all need a great boxing card. And we definitely like the one that's coming up with Edgar Berlanga, Shakur Stevenson, Cepeda, David. Listen, that's gonna be a pretty decent card. That's not gonna be like this last card that we just, was disappointed with. We're actually gonna get a good, decent card come July, and that's right around the corner. That's 2 months from now. So, I'll be looking out for other fights. Obviously, I have a great website. I basically watch all the fights for free. I didn't pay for fights in the 90s. What makes you think that I'll pay for fights in 2025? You know what I'm saying? So, Vergil Ortiz says that Zayas is stupid for calling it a duck, or for anyone calling it a duck. But we gotta call it how it is. Vergil, your day is coming, boy. Your day is coming. If you want Xander Zayas to get a belt at 154, that's gonna be no problem. That's gonna be no problem. In fact, they should make the fight happen, and he'll take your belt, and then you can run it back and get beat twice in a row. You heard? I think Xander Zayas is just a different kind of style that Vergil Ortiz hasn't seen in front of him. And I think Xander Zayas can win and beat Vergil Ortiz in a great boxing match. People are going to say by knockout, whatever the case may be. I would call it probably unanimous decision to Xander Zayas, in case he don't knock him out. I would see that. I would definitely see that. I can see that playing out, honestly. If Xander Zayas does what he always does, jab, throw combination, whatever the case may be, oh yeah, Ortiz is gonna feel the power at 154. I can honestly guarantee that. I want Jerome Boots Ennis to stay at 147 and get all the belts, and then move up to 154. Why? See, people are trying to build up this Ortiz and Jerome Ennis fight, but in reality, I can see Jerome Ennis winning by unanimous decision on that fight too. And the thing about it is that if Jerome Ennis doesn't move up to 154, he stay at 147, he becomes the undisputed at 147. By that time, Ortiz might have a loss or two on his record. That's how I see it. I honestly think that Vergil Ortiz will get 2 losses by the time Jerome Ennis is the undisputed champion at 147. They ducking my man Xander Zayas. It's all good. Ain't no problem. The day is coming. The day is coming that mi boricua, mi patria, un buen boxeador, un buen atleta, dedicado al deporte. One of these days, Xander Zayas is going to be champion. Without a doubt. The day is coming. So prepare yourself. And quit making excuses, man. The record shows that in boxing history, you heard? In boxing history, the greatest champions, they defended their title. And they keep a track record of how many times they defended that title. That's it. That's my time. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you did, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. We're coming out with the new channel, The Boxing Outcome Podcast, The Boxing Outcome. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna bring you everything that everybody else does. We're gonna try to bring you everything. So you can follow us on social media. We're gonna let people talk. You know what I mean? Everybody has an opinion. Sometimes you gotta listen to people in order to see their point of view and how they see things, you know? How they see things play out. So, you know, in this industry, there's so many matchmakings that we wish could happen a lot sooner. And unfortunately, we just don't get those. It just doesn't happen. So it's not up to us unless we really demand it and make it a trending thing, a trending topic. And it's pretty much heard around the world. But yeah, man. I want the fight. I want the Xander Zayas versus Vergil Ortiz Jr. fight. Top Rank need to figure out how to make that fight happen. This ain't about a title, man. This ain't about no title. Ask him for a check, bro. You heard Vergil Ortiz? Ask him for a check. Stop making excuses talking about, you know, that it's not priority because he don't got a title. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's make this fight happen.